Hey guys, welcome to my manga review for Battle Royale. Now, if you're wondering why I'm making another full series review right after I did my last one, well, for starters, the weather here has been absolutely terrible. This has been our coldest July in 22 years. I also have a job this summer, however, it requires me to work outdoors when it's nice out. And yeah, it's been absolutely crap outside these past couple days, so all I can really do is read manga and make videos. But either way, I am excited to get this review started because I recently finished the series and I can't wait to talk about it. So, Battle Royale was a manga that was serialized from 2000 to 2015. It contains 119 chapters and was collected into 15 volumes. Now, this manga was of course adapted from the 1996 novel of the same name written by Koshun Takami. Takami also wrote the manga, however it was illustrated by Masayuki Taguchi. So I first heard about Battle Royale when the first Hunger Games movie came out a few years ago, as a lot of people were comparing both the stories. A lot of people complained that the Hunger Games was just too similar to Battle Royale, as it had a lot of the same ideas, a lot of the same things happened. Anyway, so once I started reading manga, I quickly found out that this book had been turned into a manga, and of course I was very interested in it, so just a couple months ago I started reading it, and I recently finished, so here are my thoughts. So, Battle Royale takes place in a fictional version of Japan known as the Republic of Greater East Asia. Now, every once in a while in this country, a classroom of students are chosen to participate in the program. Now, the program is essentially a death battle. The students are placed in a remote location where they are forced to fight to the death until one remains. Now, this program is supposedly in place for military research. However, it is also broadcast on television as one of the most highest rated shows in Japan. That's right, all the crazy things these students do to each other on the program is broadcast around the country for everyone to see, including their family and friends. Now, this story starts with an unlucky junior high class waking up in a mysterious room with collars around their necks. Now, to their horror, it is then explained to them that they are to participate in the program. Each one of them will be given a random backpack that can contain anything from a frying pan to a machine gun. And they are then sent onto this island to kill each other. Now, most of these guys have known each other since they were little, so at first, of course, they'd all be reluctant to kill everyone. However, if no one dies within 24 hours of the program, every single person's collar will explode, resulting in everyone's death. Also, every day on this island, new danger zones are announced. These are areas of the map where if you enter it, your collar will explode. And the people running this program use these methods to basically get people together so they will essentially kill or be killed. Now, what did the students make of this? Well, as you would imagine, they don't take it very well. Now, a good number of students, including our main protagonist Shuya, don't want to play the game. They want to get as many people together as they can and try to fight against it, as impossible as that seems. And then there are many people who think there is no hope unless they play the game, resulting in them killing off all their friends and going crazy in the process. And then there are those who are already crazy to begin with. Now, as you would imagine from that description I just gave you, this series is super dark. It's also super controversial, as of course you have junior high students brutally murdering each other. Now, as you would imagine, a lot of characters die in the series. I'm not going to be telling you who dies or how they die because I don't like to give away spoilers in my reviews. Yeah, just knowing the fact that any character can die at any time makes this series super suspenseful and super engaging to read because you always want to know what's going to happen next and to see if Shuya and his friends can actually, make it out of the game alive. This story is also super intense, which is of course aided by the extremely graphic art, which I will of course talk about in a bit. Also in this series, if things are going bad for a character, don't expect any miracles, because they probably won't happen. Now it's time to get into the real meat of this story, which is the characters. because there are a lot of characters. Now, in many types of series like this, such as the Hunger Games, a lot of characters die. However, the difference between many series and this one is that a lot of times when characters die, you don't really care about them that much, because you don't know who they are. But in Battle Royale, almost every single one of the 40-odd contestants in this program get characterization. This just adds to the engaging story as we learn so many things about these characters that you just wouldn't expect to know. We get entire chapters that contain the backstories of all of these students. We learn about their family, we learn about their pastimes, we learn about their relationship with their friends. We just learn so much about these characters, which of course gets you attached to them, which makes it all the more heart-wrenching when they die. I know I said I wouldn't give away any spoilers, but I mean, I gave you the premise of the story. You know a lot of these guys will die. Even the antagonists of this series and the people who are just insane, you actually feel a bit of pity for once you learn their backstories and just how horrible their lives used to be. The main protagonist, Shuya, has a great personality. Despite all the crap that's been happening to him and his friends, he still manages to smile every now and then. And his relationship with Noriko, the main female protagonist, feels really real and genuine, and he always goes out of his way to make sure that she is safe. And then of course we have my favorite character, Kawada. He is just major badass. He is like the coolest person in the series. He just don't give a crap about anything, except of course trying to find a way out of the game. Now for a while there's a lot we don't know about Kawada's character. His backstory isn't revealed until much later in the series, but it has to be one of the best backstories in the entire story, and I mean there's a lot of backstories. It just reveals so much about his character, and it just makes you feel even more sorry for him than you already do. Now as for antagonists, we have Mitsuko, who is really crazy, to be honest. She's always naked, she kills a lot of people. And yeah, that's her. And then we also have Kazuo, who is just a straight up psychopath. Like he's like dead on the inside. He just kills people and doesn't feel anything, no remorse, nothing. And as luck would have it, he is of course the one who gets the best weapons in the entire program. But as we see multiple times throughout the series, these two antagonists are definitely forces to be reckoned with, and every time they show up, you know something bad's gonna happen. Now let's move on to the art, because what would a manga be without art? I guess it would just be a novel, which already exists. Now, like I mentioned before, the art in this series is extremely, that's what you need, 3 extremely's to just emphasize how graphic this art is. I have never seen anything quite like this. I mean, you never even see stuff like this in Game of Thrones or God of War. It is just on an entirely different level. It's not even realistic gore. It's crazy over-the-top gore, brains exploding everywhere. It is just... ugh. Now, I'm not going to show you any pictures of the gore, because some people may find it disturbing, and I, of course, don't want to spoil any characters who die. However, I made my own little version of what the gore looks like, so here it is. Now, this series is also really graphic when it comes to nudity, and it's not your typical fan servicey type nudity that you find in other manga. It's more like all of this is emphasized even more when you remember that all of these things are happening to 14 kids. I mean, that's just all kinds of screwed up any way you look at it. But gore and nudity aside, what else do I think of the artwork? Well, I think it's pretty good. The characters look good for the most part. The action scenes are done really well. And the art has this really dark tone, which I feel matches the series really well. The only thing I don't really like about the art is that the characters can sometimes look a bit off. I mean, sometimes they look really good, but there are especially certain times where I feel like, you know, it's not the best that it could have been. Now, with all those things in mind, I highly enjoyed my time with Battle Royale, and I give it 4.5 gruesome deaths out of 5. Not quite sure how you can have a half death, but whatever. Now, like I said before, Battle Royale was originally a novel, which you can still read if you want to experience the original source material for yourself. It was also adapted into a live-action movie, which you can check out. It's really good. It takes out a lot of the character backstories, which of course you really have to do, because there's just no way you could fit that into one movie. But it's still definitely worth a watch, and in my opinion, it's miles better than The Hunger Games. Now, unfortunately, as of right now, the Battle Royale manga is out of print. Like, really out of print. Now, the English publishers Tokyo Pop are now, of course, out of business, so they don't print this series anymore, so the only really way you can read it is to get it used or read it online. Now, I hate to say it because I do really like reading physical copies of manga, however, it may be best to read this one online, just because I found it very difficult to find used copies online, and when I do find them, oh. But if you are lucky enough to find these for a really cheap price, go for it, and if not, you can still read it online. Hopefully someday it will get reprinted. I will definitely go ahead and buy it, because this is definitely a series that you should own, because this is definitely a series worth reading, and it was very enjoyable. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching my review for Battle Royale. Now, my next full series review will be in a couple of weeks, and it will be for Dragon Ball. So you guys can look forward to that, and I will see you in the next video.